We have some major art drama coming from Threads today, and honestly, the crossover between the fine art world and the photography community is getting a little messy about this because it's essentially the tale of two artists who probably 30 years ago would have never known about each other, but now with the internet, here it is. Because this whole situation started when a photographer noticed that their work is being used for inspiration for a fine artist's painting, and the fine artist didn't ask. And there's been a fallout about it. So let's get into it, but don't bother anybody, okay? So we have Kevin Burke. He is the photographer in question, and as you can see, he has some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenes. Like, this dude knows how to take a photo, okay? He knows how to take some good photos. These are great. Like, getting a lightning strike, damn. Like, on the top of a building, that's freaking peak, bro. But this is the post in question. And it says here, another painter who's been using my photos to create their paintings and sell them without my permission. She claims these are her original creations, but they are not. I found that she's been repainting my photos since back in 2022, so I blocked her right away. I had no idea that she was painting them to sell them. So here he shows his work and then shows her work. But you know what I think? Hold on, we'll talk about what I think in a minute. So here is her version, right? And here's his. So what I think here is that she's one of those artists, like I talked before, that doesn't actually know how to make anything original. They need something one for one. They have to observe one for one. They can't make their own compositions. They focused on learning how to paint. They didn't focus on any of the other fundamentals because they're just painting what they see and nothing else. So here is another example, this one. And then here is Diana's, which the only thing that she really changed was actually the person in this one. She just basically painted everything the same and changed it into a person. And that's why this kind of looks like, this is what I mean by people don't have fundamentals. That's why this person looks bad while everything else looks pretty good, because she's just doing like observational skills. And here's another here where it has this composition here with the two buildings between this. And then here's her version, which is essentially the same damn thing. See, there's the tree over here to the right, these two big shapes here, and then the buildings here. And it basically, she has this and this and this. So it's the same thing. So now we got to talk about Diana Pigny, whatever. She's an Italian artist, fine artist, in fact. And this is the funny part, is that the image that Kevin showed was one of his paintings, right? So this woman wouldn't be as bold as to use it as part of her advertising, would she? No, she's definitely BS. Definitely BS. Look at this. Right here. The image right here is his same image. Now, she claimed that a lot of these were pictures she took herself. And where does she say that? She says that directly on her Instagram. This is the one right here. So look right here. You see how it has this in the background? I'm going to let this play. And she goes, "It's from my travels, everyone. It's from my travels." So we're going to talk about the vibes of this person. The vibes. So from her vibes, she says that she takes pictures when she's out on her travels, being a fine artist. And from this photo alone, it's pretty much well aware that she can copy one for one. This girl is a girly girl. This girl is privileged, probably has a lot of money, probably daddy's money or otherwise. But in my opinion, this is not the type of person that would go outside, go take pictures in the rain when it's raining really hard or in inclement weather. Just doesn't strike me as that type of person. And there's this one too that has me kind of suspicious. This is suspicious. So, okay, we're gonna tinfoil theory a little bit on what I think she's actually doing here. All right, what I believe that she may have taken some of the photos, but she has stolen a good portion of the photos. And the photos that she has not taken, she's 100% run through AI. And the reason why I believe that she's run them through AI is because I don't believe that she has been standing in the rain taking these photos. I just don't believe it. Some of her pictures, if you look over on her main page, they look like something generated by she's not very good at abstract, because I feel like she would be able to make her own work then. If she needs photos from other things to make a painting, then she clearly can't do it on her own. She hasn't thought abstractly enough, because I feel like there's a weird disconnect with what she can do and what she can't do. So if she's able to paint abstractly, that means that she can come up with wild ideas on her own, right? Now, in my brain, abstract is very hard. I cannot do abstract. I would have to see a bunch of abstract and try, because I don't understand how to do it. So do I believe that someone who is used to copying one from one can think abstractly? I don't, because she doesn't have any fundamentals. The fundamental is that she can copy what she sees one for one, and there's kind of like a little bit of proof in that. So I kind of want to show you the rest of her work. So when we look at something like this one, right, if it's going to load for me, I feel that she didn't draw the other leg because she can't. You could, can I zoom in a little bit? Zoom in? We would be able to see the other shoe over here. This is poorly drawn, and if, as you can see right here, like, you can't tell where her arm is, but this purse going over it, I know it's a little bit like, it's that impasto style or whatever, but I can't buy that she's missing a foot and her arm is bad, right? So I don't really believe that she came up with this idea. I think this is too advanced for someone like her. This is what I think. This is a painted AI. She would have to show me the photo she based this off of for me to believe this is not done with AI in some regard, because this is too much. This is very strange to me, because this, you know what this looks like? Think of it like this. So an artist who does abstract paintings, this would be their style, right? The fact that this is just a whim and it's in the middle of all of her other artworks. Do you see kind of what I mean? Like, I don't see these as being like the same as this one up here. This is very abstract and very different compared to everything else that she does. I believe this is an AI something, because she copies too closely to her references. And this comes back to why you shouldn't have just one reference. You should have more than one. I believe, where's the other one? I believe this one's probably AI. I don't know why. I just feel like, I don't know. It just feels AI. Not a print, not AI generated. Yeah, I know. But I feel that she copied an AI generated like image. Now this one is a little bit suspicious too, because if she took from, there's no way she took this photo if it's a photo. And the reason why I say that is because that girl looks pretty young, and Sex in the City being on this means that this is an old picture. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that, I don't know, man, that something's giving me vibes. I don't think it's generated, but I think maybe it's somebody else's. It's definitely somebody else's photo. It's definitely somebody else's photo. I don't believe she didn't use a reference for this, because her other people look like shit. She's not very good at drawing people. Like, look at this. This is not good. This is not good. This is bad anatomy. She definitely liked this, like the background, but that's all. Now I'm done. I'm talking about her. So she did get in a lot of trouble for this, because the person that she's copying is bigger than her and is more prolific than her. And a lot of people have seen his work before. So when he made his post on Threads and like called her out, because this guy has more than one person taking his shit. The people take his shit all the time. And people who are basically fucking normies, like this person right here saying, there's a photographer going off on Threads about an artist using his photos as references and then selling the artwork. Fair. But I'm 99% sure that those photos he posted is actually AI anyway. Like, it is 100% not real. No one else seems to have noticed this. They're all too busy being angry at the artist. I'm like going crazy. Girl, you literally don't know AI images. You don't know it. Like, okay, I'm not insulting his work. Okay, but this is like photography outside. Like, this is not, like, AI would get some shit wrong. This would look like shit if it was AI. And then he shows proof that it's a photo, even like the software that was used. This woman's goofy. I just wanted to show this because this person was wilded and accused him of AI. So someone was like, which one's AI? And they're like, there are apparently a few photographers going through this because a completely different guy just blasted me on his page for this. And now I've gotten caught in his crosshairs. I'm assuming you've come from him, so I'll stay out of his fight. And someone's like, how about you instead unblock him, apologize, and remove this post? I don't really understand the anger here, I'll be honest. Would rather not unblock someone who's sending their followers to attack me. Bro, you literally called his work AI when you literally don't know shit. So she has her own threads and she decided that she was going to make a reply, I guess. So let's read it together. This morning, I woke up to find angry comments under my original paintings, in quotations. Works created entirely from my own photos, imaginations, and private customers, accusing me of stealing them. After looking into it, I realized it's because photographer Kevin Burke made a post about me using 3 of his photos back in 2022, like many beginner artists. Girl. Okay, let me just put something out there. If you're selling your work, you're not a beginner, okay? So if she was doing this in 2022 and she still has his picture when she uses her branding, she knows what she's doing. I used reference photos from Pinterest to learn, not realizing copyright rules. Back then, photos were often posted without credits, so it was hard to find the original creator. No, it's not. No, it's not. You have to make an effort to find the original creator if you intend to use a picture that you don't know and you're just using that one. It's not hard. You just literally take it, screen cap it, go back into Google, paste it, and it'll tell you who made it. It's not hard. That's why you don't use one reference. Stupid ass. I did change the composition, but it was quite similar. I contacted the photographer at the time and sincerely apologized. I tried to explain myself and apologize properly. English isn't my native language, but he got upset and blocked me, so I couldn't reconcile. Today, people are insulting me under my new original artworks. You still use that picture, bruh. You still use that picture. Claiming I steal for all my photos, that's not true. For years, I have not used other photographers' work without permission. If that is the case, then why is it at the top right here? It wouldn't be here if you weren't using it to advertise. Anyway, I truly want to reconcile with this photographer and apologize for any hurt I've caused. It was never my intention. I can't find him as he blocked me years ago. I wrote him from another account and hope to hear from him soon. And then for some reason, he puts him on blast with this, and he goes, another painter who's been using my photos to create their paintings and sell them without my permission. She claims these are her original creations, but they are not. I found out that she was repainting my photos back in 2022, so I blocked her right away. And the weird thing is that 14 hours ago, she's like, what is this harassment about stealing someone's art? I admit in the beginning of my career many years ago, I have maybe been naive and used photos I found to paint in order to learn. But I'm not using photos that are not mine as references for many years now in my painting. Because when I see her, she's not someone that I believe is, I guess, super smart. And it kind of sucks for Kevin Burke because his only option is to try to sue this person to get the money back that they've been making off of his work, because that's exactly what this is. So I'm not sure how many people in my audience know about derivatives. So derivatives is also connected to the AI situation, because if you're using somebody's art, for example, and you're putting their name on it, you are technically making a derivative of their work, right? And you can't just take someone's work, make another version of it with something that's slightly different, and then say it's not a derivative. So some people are saying that because he has a skyline, that means that anyone could have taken that picture. And he's like, no, it's specifically my picture. Everything that an artist does as they go through their journey is copyrighted. I'm sure some people know, and I'm sure some people don't know that, but once it's created, it's copyright you. That's why fan art is so complicated, because it's still copyright the person who created it, even though it's not allowed to be posted. It's not like you're not allowed to do it. So Diana is just taking advantage and saying, well, I was a young artist then, and I didn't know any better. Okay, well, I don't believe you. I don't believe that. She looks like a privileged girl living in a privileged world, able to just do fine art. Doesn't even say where she went to do fine art, but it's clearly that she went somewhere. Because according to her one website on Etsy, here, I'll show you guys for a second. It's, oh, yeah, there it goes. It says right here, 337 sales. That is a lot of sales on one Etsy shop. And her prices aren't cheap. You know, they're not cheap. 300, 900, 420, 400, 280, 900 is like expensive. She's possibly looking at having to give this guy money. I don't even know what that means because she lives in Italy and he lives in New York City. So it's really a complicated issue, and why when you look for references for paintings that you probably shouldn't just, oh, I don't know, just take somebody's photo. Like post editing Nimbus here. Kevin actually made another post and it needs to go right here. And I also wanted to talk about her AI usage. So you guys remember how I said that she contacted the person and he had blocked her years ago. So she's basically making up shit. Look, I'm going to show you guys right now. It says here, the painter who's been using my photos to create her paintings to sell claims she didn't know the photos were mine. She claims that she only used them as reference and that she found them on Pinterest. She's been spreading lies about me today, so here are the screenshots. She has been following me until I blocked her when I found out what she was doing with my photos, and now she's trying to play victim. So she was following him this whole time. That's essentially like following an artist, taking their work, and then hoping you won't get found out. So let's look at these screenshots. It says here on one of hers, it says, oh wow, I have a photo just like this. And then it shows right here, mentioned you in a comment, hey, I love all of your photos. I follow you for a while and probably one of them inspired me to create a little painting. I hope you like it. And it says right here, follow back. So she was following him right here. She was following him. And this is his photo here, which I already showed you guys. And this is their photo. So she lied saying she hasn't done this in years because this was done in 2024. So 2 years ago, she was still doing this in May. So after getting found out, she decides to reply to Kevin and goes, Dear Kevin, I'm writing from my little daughter's account as you have probably blocked me. I wanted to apologize for any misunderstanding in the past regarding a painting I made while learning to paint. At that time, I may have used a reference that I found online, mostly probably the taxi photo at night. I never sold that painting and I did not mean to use anyone's work improperly. I did apologize to you when you wrote me and I have deleted it. I didn't even know whose photo it was because I used search photos on Pinterest, which is already not true because as of when he took the screenshot, she was already following him. So she was already familiar with his work. And oftentimes people reposted photos without the photographer's name. That's not really an excuse because you're just lying now. I have been receiving comments under my recent paintings made entirely from my imagination and photos sent by customers claiming they were stolen, which is just not true. If possible, I would like to know which photos cause concern and if there's anything that I can do to reconcile and clarify things. I sincerely did not intend to hurt anyone. Thanks for the consideration. So when she didn't get a reply, she did this blast here, the one I already said, and she did this too, even though there's proof that she was. So he posted this in 2022. This art was also posted in May of 2024. And then when asked about other paintings, she goes, this painting was based on several customers' photos sent by her privately. I didn't use any professional photos and I didn't steal them. I've been notified that I used some photos in the past on Pinterest. I didn't really know the author of those. In 2022, and the photographer wrote me, I wanted to find a solution as I didn't mean to hurt anyone, but he blocked me and I couldn't find him anymore. This person who wrote me sent me a message to the photographer, so I hope he answers. And there's the original. And she also puts up this piece of shit. That was today. Now, artists, tell me honestly, when you first began your art journey, did you never use photos from the internet as references to create your art? The point is that if you're going to sell it, it can't be one for one. You got to make it different. He took a video to show proof. So we're going to watch that video real quick. So Here is it, where there's nothing there. It says unrestrict this person. They can't see when you're online or when you read. So it says follow, so they can't see anything. So he has to unblock and unrestrict. And then he goes here to try to talk to them. And there is no message from himself to her talking about this painting. So that was a straight up dog shit lie. Because remember, right here, before he blocked her, it says follow back. Now, when it comes to the AI usage, we got to talk about that because I feel that I have more weight now. I was curious before, so this doesn't look like any city that exists, right? And she can only paint what she sees. She can't paint anything that doesn't have a reference. She needs somebody else's work to make this stuff, and she doesn't want to use one photo. Well, she wants to use one picture. So this is why I believe that these are AI generated, okay? Let's go to her website. So do you see these two right here? These are Gotham City sunrise abstract oil paintings, right? One is sunrise, one is another sunrise. So what I believe that she's done here is most people who have a lot of paint wouldn't repaint the same freaking drawing over again. Not like that. Not the same, not exactly the same. It'd be a little bit different. And by a little bit different, I would mean like it would be in a series where it might be different cities. It might be different times of day. But this is the same composition with the same colors and the same look. Now, I know I said before in my video that an artist's work that would be like this would be their whole style, where they did black and gold and stuff like this, and they did cityscapes, right? But her cityscapes aren't real. And when you click on them, I'm going to read this to you. A radiant gold leaf sun and shimmering gold accents illuminate the scene. The textured golden city lights evoke a sense of urban vibrancy and warmth. Oh my God, Cuba, be quiet. So, okay. Gotham has been a nickname for New York City. It first became popular in the 19th century. Washington Irving had first attached it to New York City in the November 11th, 1807 edition of Salmagundi, a periodical which lampooned New York culture and politics. So here's a little more. This modern depiction of Gotham City at sunset brings a unique charm with its abstract minimalist skyline and glowing sun at the heart of the composition, a symbol of hope and renewal for the city. Its bold contemporary aesthetic makes it a perfect centerpiece for any home studio, blah, 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 blah. So, okay, that is some AI generated text. That is 100%. People don't talk like this, and people don't type like this, okay? To me, this reads like a prompt, right? This part here where it says, radiant golden leaf sun and a shimmering golden accents illuminate the scene. That is very like Mid-Journey prompt to me. So let's read this one. This one is a rainy cityscape Dubai painting, okay? She said it was based off of a photo which she does not include in any of these pictures, right? So let's read what it says. I believe this is her prompt to an extent or part of it. It says here, this urban artwork captures a rainy evening in Dubai with the Khalifa standing as the central focus of the composition. The building is bathed in the warm artificial light, creating beautiful reflections in the water below, which appears particularly striking against the backdrop of the dark evening. Like, do you guys get that, right? Like, that's like a Mid-Journey prompt. And here's another one. This one is especially bad. New York neon cyberpunk painting. Okay. It says, here's the technique. This is such some AI shit. The painting's malachite and blue palette creates a stunning and ethereal atmosphere that transport the viewer to a futuristic world. The addition of warm colors adds a touch of vitality to the painting, making it a striking and captivating piece of art. The thick palette knife strokes give the painting a unique abstract effect that adds depth and volume, making it stand out. As you gaze at the painting, you can feel the texture of the palette knife stroked gently by running your fingers over them. This part might not be AI generated down here, but it's copy pasted on all of them. That's not a problem. But here's another part here. The scene depicted in the painting is of a futuristic sci-fi cyberpunk style night scene in New York City. The streets are empty, and a lone stranger is walking towards an unknown destination. The cars shine under the neon lights of the city, and the colorful lights reflect on the wet ground, creating an enchanting effect that looks especially striking against the dark background. The painting captures a mood of an urban environment where anything can happen and the future is always uncertain. It's a perfect representation of a city that never sleeps. After this, I don't think this is probably AI-generated text, but it's not the prompt. Because here's another one of her paintings, ones that she painted, right? That's probably a photo she stole. And when you go down here, all it says is literally almost nothing. Experience the magic of an evening in Paris with this original oil painting inspired by the iconic Eiffel Tower in spring with cherry blossoms. The warm sunny day, elegant landscape, and bright cherry blossom trees bring happiness and joy to the viewer, creating a captivating atmosphere that feels both romantic and cinematic. She used AI for this text, but this isn't the prompt. Because did you see how she's separating it like it is prompts on the ones that look the most AI? See, this feels like AI to me. And then when I scroll down, it has the prompt text. This scene captures the serene beauty of Los Angeles during the golden hour as the sun set, casting warm reflections on the street. The peace, ambient, and glowing city lights make this artwork a captivating representation of the California city's charm. It's weird. It's weird. Now, she says her art journey began in 2017 when she discovered her passion for oil painting and created her first works in the medium. And she's basically bragging about herself the rest of the way down on this About Me. So, and you know what? I don't like to say this, but I feel like there is something because he's a black man and she's a small white girl. You know what I mean? I feel like there's something about it because people are defending her, blatantly defending her. Look at this. What? Kevin Burke showed to the world how much of a coward and disgusting you are. This is called malice. I don't know you, but with my name and my profile and my words, totally insane, totally disgusting. Miss Diana, amazing artist, gentle soul and good heart. A real artist creates art and not try to sabote and put mud in other artists. Mr. Kevin, shame on you. Jesus Christ. So here's some people defending her. Glad to see the other side of the story because I've seen a few posts from him last week. I'm a professional photographer for 20 years and I have won copyright suits. And even when I read his post, I could easily see he had no grounds for copyright infringement. The good thing about him, the good thing about all the traffic you're getting on your post is it'll help trigger the algorithm. Engagement is engagement. So here's another little defense thing. Well, the paintings are her original creations, no matter where she got inspired from. You, Kevin, didn't help her hold the pencil, I guess. Go talk to her, not the internet. And there's a lot of people being bad faith in here too. They're just taking their anger out on you. You're amazing, Diana. So I guess back to the video then. This is an exact example. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, this wouldn't have been a problem. You would have to really try to find someone's work and they would really have to know, you know what I mean? So, this happened with a famous artist who was using models from magazines and basically tracing over them and making them just slightly different because you don't know, what happens when it's considered plagiarism. I don't know if I would consider it fair use, but fair use needs to be decided in court and it's international. So he would need a lawyer because she's made so much money. He would need to show which paintings are his because she still does advertise the one photo. But I believe that she's definitely using AI now if she hasn't before because she kind of came up during when AI started becoming a thing. So I believe that at one point she had her own work that was probably based off of photos people gave her or photos that she took from the internet. Saying I found it on Pinterest isn't really a good excuse. And I would say it's only a good excuse if you unintentionally used AI in your work and you can find the Pinterest pin. And even then, some Pinterest pins that are real work come up as AI generated. So it's very confusing if you say you got something from Pinterest. But if you guys are curious, tell me what you guys think about this. Do you guys, if it was you, what do you guys think that you would do? And if you saw somebody's making money off of your work directly, because I've covered people who have been plagiarized, not only by someone's Patreon, but by taking all of their work and putting it through AI. I'll put those at the end of this video so you guys can see, because we're at a time now where people can just take your stuff and then try to rehash it in a way that you won't be able to tell, right? So you need to be a little bit more creative. You can't just use one reference. Like I have a struggle where I have one reference for a drawing that I want to remake. I want to remake it with my character Dust because I love it. It's someone else's drawing. I have to make it different, but I'm not sure how to make it more different because I love the way it looks. So if I were to paint it, it would just be a different character. And I'm not sure if it's like the pose isn't it's not the pose. It's more like it's the composition. And I'm afraid of what I can take and what I can't take because I don't want to accidentally plagiarize somebody else because I really love that pose so much. And I know people are like, well, poses are free. I know, but because it's in the composition, and if somebody goes and like, I had this before where I heavily referenced a pose, and I believe poses are free. Even if it's someone else's art, poses are free. And if you take a pose and you copy the pose and they go, well, this kind of lines up with the original pose, even though it's a different character and it looks different, they'll still say you traced it no matter what. So what would you do in that scenario? I don't know. That's why I haven't even made the art yet. I've been holding on to this one art on my hard drive forever, trying to figure out what to do so that I can make it my own. But if you guys like what you see, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. And guess what? Oh, just a little, I know. I keep you guys to the end here because I get so excited about things I want to mention. So it's not a problem. You guys know that drawing that I've been working on with the lake and the guy. It's almost done. I finished it almost last night. I have a few little things I have left to do, and then I will post it over on my Patreon. So please go over there if you're excited for that. And how that's going to work is basically I'm going to put it up when I'm done with it. And when it is finished and it's been up for my Patreon members for a month, I'm going to release it for free. So anyone who wants to see my writing out in the public can see my writing out in the public. I wanted to thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.